What is up, DOYO Livers? Ross Morrone here from the This Is Marketing podcast. I am actually up in Cleveland today. I got the city there behind me, so maybe the new challenge for us DOYO Livers is to find a crazy space that you could actually do your 10 minutes from. So I'm actually in a parking deck. You can see behind me there. So I'm up here in Cleveland, but today I really wanted to talk about social media strategy and building your social media team. Two things that go hand in hand. When we think about our strategies, one of the things we really have to figure out is where we think our business best fits online. So your strategy may be finding a medium that's easy for you to post to. It may be Facebook. Maybe you're on Facebook all day, or maybe you have employees that can go on Facebook. That's part of the team that we'll talk about. But getting on the right platform really matters. I always say that if you can have a cell phone, you can have video. So YouTube's always a really good platform to start sharing things about your business, start sharing the things that your business provides, whether it's the product, services. We talked a little bit about that before. But finding that platform and then kind of going all in. And the one thing you want to avoid is spreading yourself thin. You know, saying I'm going to get on social media and then jumping on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube is going to not allow you to make content that really reaches the audiences you want to on each of those platforms. So the first tip is really single one out. Find one platform that really works for you, and then get on that platform and start to produce content and put together a schedule of how often you're going to actually post. You're going to post once a week, once a month. I don't recommend that. So find that platform and then build your strategy from there. Find pieces of content that really are effective. Find pieces of content that really resonate with the audience. And then as you start to put those out there, be patient. Patience is the key when you're onboarding on the social media. You want to make sure that you don't put something out there and then a week later you come back and say, nobody engaged with me, so I'm not doing this platform anymore, and then you jump off. That is the last thing you want to do. So you have to be very patient. We're talking months, years of patience with social media. You got to let that content get placed, let it get picked up by search engines, let it get found organically by people searching through different things to find it. So be a little bit patient when you look at how you do content. The second thing is building that team. So how do we actually identify people that can actually produce content for us? When you're going to build a social media team, obviously it's not usually the first thing you want to do for your business. It's not where you want to invest the money at, is putting it into a social media team. So this is where it comes really handy to tap into interns or people that are in college that are looking for the opportunity. Social media is a really hot degree to get into. It's part of usually communication degrees. So tapping into colleges that actually offer those, reaching out to faculty members and saying, hey, I'm looking to build this team. I know Adam has a live about this. He talked about internships and things like that, but this is specific for the social media, the people that could come in and actually be effective. When you're looking to build that team, the things that you really want to look for in a person is that they have the attribute of being in social media. Just because they're a writer doesn't mean that they can go and do all kind of posting on social media. So you want to find that person that when you sit down and talk with them and you ask them what social media platforms they're on, they should say all of them, because as users, they should be familiar with all of the different platforms that are out there. That's really going to help you, especially as these platforms change. Like obviously we're doing the live thing now because it's a new to Facebook. But having a person that's familiar with that space and familiar with multiple social media channels is going to allow them to really onboard you quickly. So when DOYO start doing these, obviously he identified people that are comfortable coming and doing the camera and getting on and going live. So when you're building your social media team, you want to do the same thing. Look for people that are multilingual when it comes to social media, that they can go on different platforms and know how those platforms actually work and know how to produce effective content. So your strategy starts with finding a platform that you think is going to be really good. Now, in doing that too, you have to know when to get off of that platform. As I said, you have to give it time, but you have to really know when you look back and say, it's not working for me. It's not working for the business. It's not working with paying an intern or paying somebody to sit there and actually post to it. So we're going to pull off of that. We had to do that with Youngstown State University. We pulled off of Pinterest. We invested time into it. We produced a lot of content. We followed the rules of Pinterest. We put together boards. We did things that, for all intents and purposes, should have been effective for Pinterest. But the reality was they weren't. So we had to back off of those things, and we kind of just got rid of the account. So we weren't afraid as a business the size of Youngstown State that has alumni and people all over that jump on every platform that we jump on. Pinterest just wasn't doing it for us, and we are still investing the time into it. So we pulled off, And that allowed us to really go all in on Snapchat, which has been really successful for us. So as you build your team and as you're building your content strategy on social media, you really want to keep those things in mind and know when to get out when you have to. So I just wanted to make this kind of quick. I don't have a lot of time, but any questions you have, go ahead and post them below. If you'd like, you can follow me on Twitter at Ross Morrone and on Facebook and Instagram at This Is Marketing. And you can also listen to my podcast by searching your favorite podcast service, This Is Marketing. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.